Shrapnel finds the noise of war and the screams of his foes are music to his loathsome Insecticon audio modules. He emits a piercing battle cry that can be heard 8 miles away. In insect mode, Shrapnel can use his antenna to control almost any electrical device. In robot mode, he can attract lightning bolts to his antenna and shoot them out of his hands. His grenade launcher shoots 30-pound steel balls that splinter into razor-sharp spikes. Insulation is the only thing that can stop Shrapnel's electrical blasts. Kickback is charming, but cruelly clever. Making friends, he influences them to do his bidding, then in turn, digs up information he can hold against them. Humans are particularly susceptible to this Insecticon. In insect mode, he can jump 40 feet for a distance of 1/10 of a mile, not to mention kick a hole in quarter-inch steel. In robot mode, he can fly 30 miles per hour up to 100 miles, and his submachine gun fires 300 rounds per minute. Kickback, however, is very vulnerable as an insect, and flying in high winds. Bombshell can turn foes into helpless accomplices by injecting cerebro shells into their heads with his stinger, giving him control of their minds, whether his victims are robot or human. Possessing a cruel sense of humor, he amuses himself by having his victims debase themselves. In insect mode, Bombshell can fly 5.7 miles. In robot mode, he wears a head-mounted mortar that throws 50-pound explosive shells up to 8 miles. Unfortunately for Bombshell, his cerebro shells can be used against him if they are removed from his victims' heads. Now is the time to protect your crops and watch the skies, for a plague is upon us. A plague of Insecticons. The toys that would become the Insecticons originated from Takara's Diaclone line, and were first called the Insector Robos. They were imported to the second wave of Transformers in 1985, becoming Rhinoceros Beetle Bombshell, Grasshopper Kickback, and Stag Beetle Shrapnel, whose current releases are called Scrapnel with a K, due to the loss over the trademark of his name. The Insecticons were also re-released in 2004, in their original Diaclone color scheme. The G1 cartoon depicts the Insecticons as being able to consume and convert energy from human crops and food supplies, as well as natural minerals and processed fuels. The conversion of this energy mostly being used to generate clone armies of Insecticon drones. Despite often teaming up with Megatron, it always proved clear that the Insecticons were only loyal to each other and their concealed motives. Having survived the crash on Earth by using an escape pod from the Decepticon starship Nemesis 4 million years ago, these Decepticons were reformatted to transform into Earth insects. However, when that actually happened, and what they've been doing ever since, is never explained in the series. Marvel Comics brought the Insecticons into their story a bit later than the cartoon did. They served under Decepticon dictator Straxus, later coming to Earth to serve Megatron. These Insecticons could mass shift to the size of actual Earth insects, giving them an added layer of camouflage. In animation, Bombshell's cerebro shells are often seen taking control of the minds of bots. However, the comic version of this character would use this ability on human beings as well. After getting their asses handed to them in Transformers the movie, the Insecticons were among the wounded and discarded Decepticons tossed into space. Like their brethren, the Insecticons were found and reformatted by Unicron to become Galvatron's new armada. Shrapnel and Kickback are clearly seen becoming Scourge's sweeps. Bombshell, however, is simultaneously seen becoming Cyclonus, just as Skywarp is seen doing the same thing in the same exact shot. Originally depicted as 2 characters, Cyclonus is only 1 character after this single shot. Debate over who really became Cyclonus. Well, you decide for yourself. Strangely enough, the Insecticons weren't discontinued until 1986, cutting them from the third season of the show, however, still leaving them available to be sold with the third wave of toys. The second wave of Transformers toys offered a rare oddity known as the Deluxe Insecticons, which originated from Takayoku Toys and were later acquired by Bandai, which, thanks to the hassle that came out of Jetfire's toy release, the Deluxe Insecticons were made available on toy shelves, but were never included in any animated episodes, getting only rare appearances in UK comics, as well as later comics of the early 2000s and on. In later G1 releases, Bombshell was the only Insecticon to get a new non-transforming Action Master figure, exclusively released in the UK. Just like other Transformer names such as Dinobot and Predacon, Insecticon kept its trademark by becoming a singular character in Beast Wars Transformers. It was 2004's Transformers Energon, however, that began depicting Insecticons as a singular swarm of drones lacking any individuality. The Insecticons were later used in similar ways in the live-action movies, this time as tiny Earth-sized insects. Later, in the Align continuity, they would be depicted as a subspecies of Cybertronian life. Through games, as well as the series Transformers Prime, these Insecticons would go on to be seen in the sequel series Robots in Disguise as well. Insecticons are a concept that continues to change and evolve, but I'm glad the classic trio is still being kept alive. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and if you like these clips you can see them in their entirety in my full episodes of Leo Watches Transformers. I have episodes for all of Season 1, and plenty for Season 2, with more coming in the new year. Please like, share, and subscribe.